2015, and this is your Team Dynamite weekly team webinar. I'm so excited that you guys are all here tonight. I have a really cool webinar for you guys tonight. You're going to love what I have to say. I promise you're going to feel like you're ready to take action. You're going to feel ready to do everything I talk about, I promise, and you're going to not feel frustrated. So win-win all around. You're going to love it. So on tonight's webinar, I'm going to give us our announcements, of course. There's lots going on. I've got some new stuff to talk about, so I'm going to go through that quickly. I'm going to talk about the 5 vital behaviors, and then I'm going to talk about how to get really, really ridiculously good at those vital behaviors. And I had to throw in some Zoolander because he always talks about being really, really ridiculously good looking. So I figure we can be blue steel at our 5 vital behaviors. So I'm going to talk about the well-known 3 vital behaviors. Then I'm going to talk about the other 2. So those are little hints for you guys down there, but let's go on. So our announcements. Okay, sneak peek started today. You guys know that today is the last day to add people. It makes no sense to add them after today because it's a short group, right? So if you haven't gotten in the group yet, there's a thread going on in the Team Dynamite group. Just respond to that and I'll get you added and you can add your people. In our weekly team email yesterday, I shared that there is a really cool broadcast webinar tomorrow. It is during the day. I have no idea if it's recorded, but it's the Mentor to Masters webinar, and it's free. You can go to mentorthemasters.com, mentortothemasters.com, I'm sorry, and see what it's all about. But it is going to be a pretty amazing personal development broadcast, and basically it's done by a bunch of people who were mentored by Jim Rohn, and it's going to be pretty incredible. So if you do have time, if you're available during the day, if you can plug in your headphones and listen maybe, I think it's going to be really amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. A week from tomorrow, we're going to do something really cool and different. It's going to be our sneak peek blitz. Maybe called a backstage blitz, haven't decided yet. But what we're going to do in that is it's basically an hour long. It's an event on Facebook, and we'll post basically our sneak peek videos every like 15 minutes, and at each 15-minute interval, we'll have a prize to give away. So what it does is it encourages people to actually watch the videos, encourages them to comment, encourages them to get involved, and because there's prizes, people get really excited. So I will make that event and set it up for you guys tomorrow so that you have a week to invite and get people excited about it, but it's going to be really fun. These have been, it was something that was an idea thrown around at Summit, and now people put it into practice, and it's been really working really well. So we're going to do it next week. So get excited. That's going to be fun. And again, I'll put more details tomorrow. Basics Mastery starts, or is a kind of an open enrollment group, but I only open enrollment so often after our new coach training. So I'm going to open that up tomorrow. It's a group for those who have been through new coach training, aren't yet Emerald, or maybe need a little bit more help getting past, your first 2 coaches. But basically, it's a place where you can get advice, where you can share conversations so I can help you tweak them. It's a really good group to be a part of to really hone in on your skills. So I will post about that tomorrow. I'll get that open for you guys. Last few things, promise. New coach training is October 5th, so we'll open that up on September 30th, and nobody else can get in after October 7th. Again, it's 21 days, so I like to make sure that people are getting all the information in the right order. Finally, for our 5-day clean eating group that we usually run, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a fitness and finances. So we're going to still get the 5 days of clean eating, but we're going to throw in some finance components as well. So the goal for that will be to kind of get rid of those price objections. So that's going to be fun too. So lots of really cool stuff coming up. You guys know you'll have plenty of time to get people in. So just keep your eyes peeled for when these groups open and to start to invite. So lots of stuff. That was all in our weekly team email too. So if you are like, whoa, it's a lot, go ahead and refer back to that. Okay, 5 vital behaviors. Here we go. So the 3 vital behaviors that Beachbody talks about, you guys know these: invite, 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 be proof the product works, and personal development. Those are absolutely essential. But there's 2 parts of that that I felt were missing. And that's adding new people to your network daily and posting 3 to 5 times daily. Those things are absolutely crucial to your success. And it's not, I'm not saying the 3 vital behaviors are wrong. We need those. Those 3 are vital. But I think those 2 are also vital. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is how to get really good at doing these things. And to be honest, I'm going to spend most of my time on the final 2, so because there's so many, webinars and information out on the first 3. So I'm going to talk about those, but I'm going to go into great detail about the last 2. So how do you get really good at inviting? I mean, we've talked about this. I put a YouTube link here because I just did a webinar a few weeks ago on inviting that just was inviting to everything, inviting to your challenge group, inviting to sneak peeks, inviting to webinars. So you guys have tons of resources available, but just know that that's part of your job in this business. That's part of being a coach, really, is to invite, because you can't rely on somebody seeing your post in the newsfeed. You can't, right? People are more likely to respond to a message that's sent personally to them with an individualized take on it than they are to not scroll past your picture, right? That's just the truth of it. So don't let fear get in your way. You know that you're going to get no's. We get them all the time. I get them every single day. The more successful you are, the more no's you're going to get. That's life. But here's the thing. Know that every no that you get is a not yet. And I like that, because when I get a no, I know that just means that I've got business later, that I've got people that I can count on for later. And so I think it's pretty cool. And then also know that a no is not a reflection on you. That's a lot of no's. On your personality, on your character. It's nothing to do with you. It has to do with them and where they are in their own life. So it doesn't have anything to do with you. Use the tools you have. There are so many tools on inviting. Beachbody has a 5-step invite guide that's fantastic for a challenge. And then I have a ton of webinars on inviting, and you can find all of those on our website. You'll find them at teamdynamitecoaches.com, and then there's recorded calls and webinars, and then click on webinars, and you'll find a ton of information on inviting there. So we've got a lot of things. That YouTube link is just to my most recent, and of course, again, you guys will find that on our website. But the best way to get good at inviting, practice. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but it's true. Inviting doesn't really faze me much anymore because I've done so much, so many of it, right? So often. And because of that, it doesn't make me upset when somebody says no. It doesn't really faze me, just because I've practiced. So that's really the key here, is to make sure that you are inviting enough to get that good practice. How do you get really good at being proof that the product works? So, obviously, this is something that we have to do as coaches. And to me, this is the easiest part, because I love Shakeology. I love our workouts. I'm addicted to both. Addicted to endorphins, addicted to Shakeology. So that's not a problem for me, but I know that people struggle with that, and that's totally fine, because that's part of your journey, and that's something you can share with people. So commit to drinking Shakeology daily. Find your favorite way to blend it. Find your favorite time to drink it. No excuses. You need to be drinking it. It's the best thing you can put in your body, and you need to have a story that you can share with people on why you drink it, on what it did for you, on why they should drink it. So it's really important that you do that. Another recommendation I have is, at least once in your coaching career, pick one workout and complete it in its entirety. Just go from start to finish, follow the meal plan, get amazing results, and be able to use the results, take pictures, take measurements, submit it to the Beachbody Challenge, even if there isn't much change. Do that once, at least once in your career, so you can say, I got great results with this, and you have the story. After that, switch it up, mix and match, do what you want, go through another program, but at least once, go from start to finish with one. Okay, that's one thing I really recommend. And then of course, like we always tell our customers, and we have to be the same, put it on your schedule, make it non-negotiable, and practice what you preach, right? You have to lead by example, and be that person who is drinking Shakeology and doing the workout. And then you can't tell somebody to do that if you're not, right? You don't have to be perfect. Goodness, you don't have to be perfect. You're gonna miss some days, right? You're gonna not have enough energy to do a huge workout one day. You're not gonna be perfect. That's fine, right? You're gonna eat ice cream sometimes. That's great, but you just have to show up. You have to show up. You have to do it, and that's really so much of this business is doing that and sharing your story with it. So huge. That's a huge one. Here's one that a lot of coaches skip. And to me, it's been where I've grown the most. Yes, I've lost weight. Yes, I've become healthier. But this is where I've made the biggest strides, and that's in personal development. A lot of people think that following coaches and reading what they write is personal development. And it's just not. And I know you may not like me for saying that, but it's not. So here's what you have to do. 10 minutes of audio or 10 pages a day of personal development without fail. That's what I start my day with every day, because I'm putting something good into my brain so that the rest of the day I've got that in my mind already, and the rest of the day is cake because I have that positive mindset. I suggest more than this. I remember Tommy Migrant said, you can do more personal development, you're on the toilet longer than that. And I always hated that he said it, but I can't get it out of my brain now, and it's so true, right? So more, right? The more you do, the more you grow, right? Here's another way that I think is really easy to get some more personal development in, is to follow your personal development authors on their podcasts. They all have podcasts or a website where they house audio. You can easily follow those podcasts and listen throughout the day, right? I think it's so easy to do that. And then you're filling your subconscious with positivity, right? And that's so huge for your growth and your business growth. I feel like it's so easy to just have it on. Even if you're not actively listening to it, it's seeping in. I think you should spend at least 10 minutes or 10 pages of really focused. But if that's all you can focus on, that's fine. The rest of the day, have it background, right? Really, really have it sink in. So that's how you get good at personal development. Start your day with it, end your day with it, do it when you can, but it is so vital. Coaches come to me and they say, my business isn't growing, I'm not growing, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, are you doing your personal development? And every time it's a no. Every time. So this is so key, so key. It's John Maxwell. He said that you cannot lead level 10 leaders if you are a level 5, right? So you always have to be growing to become a better leader, but it makes you a better person, right? It makes you more confident. It's so vital. So personal development. Okay, let's go on to like the meat here, where these are our 2 other vital behaviors, and I'm excited because you're going to love it. So how to get really good at adding people to your network. I'm going to talk about actively adding people, actively prospecting. This is a must-do activity, okay? You have to do it. If you don't add new people, then you're posting things on your Facebook that people have seen a million times, and you lose engagement, and you run out of people to invite, and then you don't know what you're going to do. So just so you know about my business, nobody that I knew ahead of time wanted anything to do with it until I started having success. I got to Diamond completely with people I did not know ahead of time. So you can do this. You can find people. You can invite them. You can share with them. You can do this, okay? I can promise you. So it has to be a daily thing. Make it a goal to add 2 to 3 people to your network a day, and I'm going to talk about how to do this. If you can get a real good grip on this and be super okay. But if you don't do this, then you don't have people to talk to, right? And that's what people always say. I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anybody to invite. And I'm like, yes, You do. You have to. You have to be actively reaching out towards people. So let's talk about how to get really good at that. Here's your plan. I have a plan. And before you tune out because you say you've heard this, I've put a tweak on it that really works. Okay? So don't tune out. Don't say I know this, because I'm going to tell you a little bit differently. So first of all, like a bunch of pages on Facebook that you're interested in. Do it on your personal page, and if you have a fan page, do it on there too. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's the same ones, just pick a bunch that you like. And think outside the box. Don't do Beachbody programs. Don't do that. Well, number one, it's not legal for us to prospect there. That's not okay. People should go there as a safe space. The other thing is that it's super saturated with coaches, and what we're doing when we all comment on somebody is that we freak them out, and then they don't like coaches because we freaked them out. So think about entrepreneurs, think about motivational speakers, think about athletic wear, favorite musician, favorite TV show. Think about everything that you like. You like a ton of stuff, right? You like so many things. Just think about it. If you need to brainstorm a list, do that. You have to think outside the box. So go to a page, I said that page, any page that you've picked, and find a post with a lot of comments, okay? So you'll see that someone will post something like, for instance, I'm going to use Danny Johnson as an example tonight just because we all know her and we've followed her and she's great at personal development. But you go to her page, you'll find a post that she's posted, and you'll look, and some of them have hundreds of comments. Pick one of those. Select 20 comments and like them, okay? 20 comments. Now, you're going to kind of judge a book by its cover because in this stage, you're not going to look through their profile. All I want you to do is see if they have a nice picture, right? If they're smiling. A picture says a lot, a good profile picture. So do that. Find somebody that's got a good picture that looks like possibly in your age range that you look for in your target market, and like 20 of them. So this is your first step. And then I also always say to like comments that agree with the original post only. Agree with the original post there, they're going to disagree with you on your page. Okay, next step. When you find those 20 comments and liked them, you're going to reply to 10 of them. Now you're going to get a little more specific here because I want you to go to those 20 comments and hover on their picture. So don't click on them, but if you just run your mouse over them, you'll get to see, it'll pop up with their picture and you'll get to see their cover photo. So look at that. And you're looking for people who also look like they might fit in. So I don't want you to click on their profile yet. I just want you to do that so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. If you're on your phone, then you kind of have to just pick 10 that really look like they're in your niche, okay? Pick 10, the best 10 comments maybe, the best, most intelligent comments. Okay, be purposeful about your comment. Don't pitch, don't be salesy. I've had people, I watch them on these pages and they're commenting and they're saying, not necessarily, but other businesses too, oh, I love that you guys are all here and you need to try my wraps. And nobody cares. Nobody talks to them. Nobody likes it. Everybody is like, get off your spammer. It's terrible. You want to be that positive person. So let's say there's a quote like, oh, I totally agree. I love this quote. She's really helped me to shift my mindset. Over the past few years. Okay. I don't say any of that. I give them a really purposeful, positive thing, and that people start to take notice because it's different. There's no ulterior motive here except that I want to meet some people. Some are going to send you a friend request right then and there, right from that comment because you were nice and you were kind. Some people are going to send you a request right there. Happens all the time. But it has to be a purposeful comment. It can't be this is my story from Beachbody. It can't be that. It has to be, hey, I love this quote too, or I love something that you said, right? Okay. From those 10 that you just commented on responded to their comment, you're going to pick 5 to message. Here's where you want to be a little select. I don't want you to spend more than 30 seconds tops peeking at their profile. I don't want you to do that because that's a waste of time. I want you to just go through as quickly as you can and find out if they're part of your niche. Here's what you say. Hey, I saw you on Danny Johnson's page. I just love her. She's so awesome. I wanted to just send you a message and invite you to add me as a friend. It looks like we have some things in common with Danny. I'd love to stay connected. Hope to chat with you soon. So easy, right? Again, did I say anything about Beachbody or anything else? No. I invited them to send me a friend request because, well, I'll tell you in a minute. But otherwise, you have to keep track of how many friend requests you're sending. So ask them. Usually they send it, no problem. No problem. They say, okay. So 5, you're going to send a message to. So that's the system. 20, you're going to like. 10, you're going to reply. 5, you're going to message. Now, you could send friend requests, but if you do that, you have to pay attention to how many you're sending, and you need to keep track of it like in an Excel doc, and then delete unanswered friend requests in 24 hours. I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. But just be cautious because Facebook gets mad if you send too many friend requests in a row. So no more than 5 a day, and just don't have many friends, this might work. So just watch that. So here's how you do that. Once you send a friend request, click on that little person, the 2 little people, and then at the bottom you'll see, if you have any friend requests, underneath that it says view sent requests. Click on that and you can unsend the friend request. So after 24 hours, if they haven't accepted, their Facebook doesn't like that. So that's the alternative. You can go ahead and send those friend requests if you like. Totally up to you. Try it both ways. Just a thought there. Okay. If someone adds you or from your comments, or if they don't okay, so hey Brittany, thanks for the friend ad. I love connecting with new people. Did you stop by to network or were you interested in one of my fitness groups? Looking forward to chatting. So whether or not they had any idea you run fitness groups, they now know, right? Now they know what you do. So makes it easy, right? And they could say, oh no, I just, saw that you liked my comment, and then you can start talking, right? If they did respond back, wait 2 to 3 messages and then send something like this. Hey, you sound like such a fun, inspiring, motivating person. Hey, listen, I'm starting up a fitness group in a couple of weeks online that would be great for, and then, whatever your niche is, working moms, empty nesters, whatever. I love working with those kinds of people and together. Would you like to know more? Do you have any health and fitness goals? Maybe bring a friend along. It's so fun to do it together. Casual, easy, and you just met this person. If they don't like what you said or they don't like that you just invited them to this, who cares? Who cares, right? I've actually done this and people have said back to me, hey, I see you have a health and fitness business. What's that all about? And then I've got somebody that's a coach prospect on top of it, right? This is new system. This is so simple. You guys are going to have so much success and response from this. So this is vital, okay? So if you're consistent in doing this, you're going to gain traction. I promise you, you're going to gain traction. You're going to have people who are coming to you and asking you, and they're going to have people adding you as friends without you even doing it. So you can do the same thing from your fan page if you want. So use Facebook as your fan page and then go through and do the same. 20 likes, 10 comments. You just can't message them. That's the only difference. But you can get some organic likes maybe over to your fan page. So a thought there too. But if you do this with consistency, you're going to have new people to talk to every day. And people are going to continue to come into your network because they're watching that you're liking these things. They're going to say, who is that? They're going to go over to your page. They might just follow you, but you're going to have new people every day. So schedule time in your day to reach out, and then schedule a separate time in your day to accept friend requests and respond to messages. Do it separately so that you're not, freaking out, answering messages while you're sending out these new messages. So this is your plan. Do this, it will work. I promise new people are going to come in. You're going to have new people to talk to all the time. Okay? So here, that's how you get really good at adding people to your network. Okay. How do you get really good at posting 3 to 5 times a day? Surprise, another must-do activity. You have to be active on social media. Every post is on purpose because you're telling a story, right? Every post has a meaning. Every post is made on purpose, right? So here's my suggestion. Follow one successful coach for 30 to 45 days. Some ideas I had: Melanie Mitro's page, Committed to Getting Fit; Amy Silverman, because she's unlike anybody else; Scotty Hobbs, because there's a good male example that I really like; Lindsay Matway has a different spin on things; and Janelle Summers has a different spin on things. Unfollow any other coaches, all of them, except maybe your own coaches. But otherwise, don't get sucked in with watching all these coaches. So follow them, and then you can do the same with another coach, right? But get an idea of their groove for posting, because I tell you, they're, number one, not just posting inspirational quotes; number two, not just posting about their challenge groups; and number three, not just posting about business. They are themselves. They're sharing pieces of themselves and being so real. Take a couple of posts and make them yours. So I don't mean to copy or share. Don't copy them and don't share them. Use the idea. Make your own picture. Make it yours. But figure out what they're doing that really works. And again, I don't want you to get sucked in following so many coaches and being like, why they're doing that? I need to change everything about what I'm doing. They're doing that. I need to change everything about what I'm doing. Follow one. See how it works for your group, right? It takes a lot of trial and error to kind of figure out your Facebook posting group. So this works really well. Figure out their posting, when they're posting, what they're posting at what time of the day, and see how it works. And then make your own graphics. Stop sharing other people's posts. I see some coaches, not much on our team, but I see coaches a lot that are just sharing people's posts, and that's all they're doing. Like, I looked at one page and that's all it was. And I thought, oh, no. I was trying to look for people for you to follow, and that was like a no, not happening. So make it your own, right? Be you and tell your story. Your story is different than my story, right? Your story means something different than anything else, right? You have to make sure that you are being uniquely and unapologetically you, okay? I really like unsplash.com. I mentioned that this week in our team page, but it has great free to use, royalty-free pictures, beautiful backgrounds, beautiful scenery you can grab, upload it to Canva, and then create your own quote pics. I really love that. I think Canva is fantastic for your computer. Use a tutorial if you're having trouble with it, but a lot of it is just, picking and touching and clicking and all that good stuff to make it look like something you like. And then make sure the quotes match the picture, make sure that you're being succinct with that, so it doesn't, your message isn't completely different than what your picture is. And use pictures of yourself sometimes, but not always. You have to switch it up so that people know that you're diverse, right? They don't want to see a billion pictures of you. They want to see one picture-ish of you a day, and the rest of it, they want to see something different, right? What you talk about on social media, people will do. So a lot of times coaches will only post when we have a free group coming up. So what happens is every month people wait for that free group, and they wait for that free group. So that's all they know that you're doing is these free groups. And then you're inviting people to challenge groups, but nobody's committing because they're waiting for that free group to pop up again, right? So you have to give value to your challenge groups, because then people are going to contact you to be in them, right? And again, follow some of those coaches and you'll see exactly what I mean. This is really important. This is one of the reasons that I provide a calendar every month, because you need to start making a monthly marketing plan for posting. If you do this every month, like at the beginning of the month, you sit down and mark out everything that you can invite to and that you can post, then your month is going to be a lot easier, because you can't just post without a plan and just hope to attract the right people, right? Because that's like slinging mud. You're going to be frustrated. Your followers won't be engaged. You're not going to make any traction with your posting because you're just throwing stuff out, right? Post with purpose. So pull out your calendar, right? You can use our Team Dynamite calendar as a guide, right? Use that because then you know when there's sneak peeks and when there's free clean meeting groups and all that good stuff. And then figure out your personal goals, right? Success Club. How many coaches are you going to sign? What kind of challenge group will you run? And then you kind of know what to post what to really push, and when to stop pushing that so you can push the next thing. I don't mean push in a bad way. I just mean what to really focus on. So that can reverse engineer your post, right? So if you have a challenge group that's starting, give yourself 2 to 3 weeks to advertise for it. So for example, let's say your next challenge group starts October 5th. If you start today with your campaign, you can create a visual, you can announce the group, you have almost 2 full weeks to advertise, then make that week of October 5th your prep week so that people can really order up until the 4th. That works really, really well, okay? So that just tells you what to focus on, right? Now, you're not going to post about your challenge group every day, all day. I'll tell you how to post it, but this gives you what you should focus on. Give yourself a week maybe like a half a week to a week to invite for a sneak peek. We have our Blitz next Tuesday, so again, I'll open up the event tomorrow and you can start your campaign tomorrow. That gives you a week until Blitz and almost 2 weeks before new coach training. So it's perfect, right? You have tons of time to start talking, getting the word out about this. So how do you do this, right? One thing I really like is to create a theme for your challenge groups that you can post about. So like, for example, right now it's still a great time to do a back to school challenge because kids are just getting back into the swing of things, which means, as things settle down into a routine, that means that parents can focus a little bit more on themselves, right? Another idea, avoid, candy Halloween challenge, turkey day challenge, be weird and don't gain 10 pounds holiday challenge. We did something, can't remember what we called it, but something like that last year. And themes really work because when you pick a theme, you can pull your market in and you can start posting things that appeal to your market and fit in with the theme. So if your theme is back to school and your target market is working moms, you're in, right? What are you going to help them with? How to plan meals, that work for the whole family. How to meal prep so they can come home from work and have the dinner almost ready, right? What are you going to teach them? What will they gain from being in your challenge group? Give it value that relates to your market. And then post when people are online. So for example, I have a fan page and I can easily check when people are going to be online. Most of my people are online at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So most days I'm going to, that I'm advertising, I post about my challenge group at 6 p.m. Pacific time because I know my people are going to see it. So that is really important. On your personal page, look at when you get the most comments and likes and then track it, right? So that's what I used to do before my fan page is I would sit and pay attention. Okay, when are people, liking my posts? When are they commenting? When am I getting the most of that? Track it. It's worth it to you to spend a week, kind of tracking that and figuring out when people are commenting and sharing and liking your stuff, okay? That's really big. And then you don't just post about it once, right? People don't automatically understand what you're offering. You have to really show them. So here's your plan. Once you post about your challenge group with a theme, right, then post about your journey, right? Share a picture of you, share results, relate to your journey, and share what you're going to offer in your next challenge group. So like I was talking about, like with working moms, for example, if that's something that you target, then you're going to show them a meal plan or, a meal prep meal that you prepared on a Monday night, a busy Monday night. And you're going to show them this is what you do. And when you do that, you're going to say at the end of it, hey, do you need help doing this? Because my next group, starts on October 5th, and I'm going to show you how to do this for every night of the week, right? Ask them to message you to join you using that product or idea or benefit of being in their group that you're showcasing in your journey, okay? That's how you really pull people in. And be so consistent in this. A journey pick every day, leaving clues to your challenge group, right? That's what I like to do, is leave clues, right? I think that's so, so important. So that's what really my biggest thing for you guys is post about your challenge group, and then the days after that you're going to share your journey with it. So if you're doing like 3-day refresh, for example, you're going to post that you're going to do a challenge group where they jumpstart their 3-day refresh, and then the next 3 days you're going to share, hey, this is day 1 of my 3-day refresh, this is how it worked, right? You're going to do this whole thing leading up to it. At every point, give them a chance to join you so they see what you're offering, so they see the benefit of it. Make sure your social media backs up what you're doing in your business. Make sure it backs up that you have, business things coming up, that you have challenge groups coming up. Make sure your social media backs that up. That doesn't mean to post about it all day long, every day. It just means that you're leaving clues every day, right? So like I said, if you're posting a picture of yourself with a 3-day refresh box, that's your one post for the day, right? You're not going to post a ton of times about it later. You're not going to share that same picture all day. You're going to post about, you're going to post some inspiration. You're going to post some things about the rest of your life. You're going to still give a fitness tip, but you're going to leave a clue about your challenge group as well. So a monthly marketing plan is vital, because then for the first week of the month, I'm going to really promote Sneak Peek, right? The next 2 weeks, I'm going to really promote Challenge Group. Then last week of the month, I'm really going to promote our free clean eating group, right? So you have an idea of what you're going to be posting and how to share that journey and how to put clues within your post, okay? So this is a really important thing. So then you're not just posting randomly and wondering why you're not getting any traction. You're posting on purpose, and you're paying attention to when people are most finding your post and liking them, and you're using that to your advantage, right? It's not guesswork. There's a science to it. It takes a little bit of time. It's kind of like an experiment, but when you figure it out, it's so worth it, right? So like I said, I know 6 p.m. for my people, that's when they're online. Between 6 and 8 p.m., that's a sweet spot. That's a great time for me to post something. Another thing, people ask me about engagement, and this is not on my list today, but I wanted to share a viral video every once in a while to get engagement up on your page, because then Facebook pulls your posts into the news feed more when you do that. So BuzzFeed videos or Hello Giggles, those are great places to find, look through. I often look through Facebook, where it talks about the events that are trending. I'll go through there and see if there's anything there that I'd like to share with people, because I know that people are talking about it, and that means that people are going to see it and like it and share it, and that means that my posts after that are going to be shown more. So just a tip there too. Okay, I know I've been talking long, but such good stuff. Final tips. Okay, the business is more about what you do daily than what you do every once in a while, right? It's not about, today I invited 500 people and then tomorrow I did nothing. That's not it. It's every day. It's consistency. And consistency builds momentum. People wonder, how do you get momentum? How do you start building? Consistency. It has to be that you believe so much in this, and that you believe in it, and that you want to do this, and that you have such a heart and a big why that you want to do this, that you can be here every day, right? Another thing is, don't get attached to the outcome of the day, right? If nobody posts in your group, it's okay. Try again tomorrow. If you didn't sign a new coach, it's okay tomorrow. If somebody said no and you were sure they were going to say yes, that's okay too, because that means that you've got business later. The only thing you need to care about is that you rocked these 5 vital behaviors, and that you can go to bed saying, I did all that I could in these 5 areas. I did what I needed to do, right? Show up daily, do your best, and you will get really, really, really ridiculously good at the little things. Is that blue steel enough? So that is it. I know so much information, and I talked fast, so hopefully you had your notepads out, but you guys know that of course I will put the recording up for you guys. But I hope that's helpful. I hope it gives you like some guidance on, hey, these are the things that I really should be doing, and I can do that. I can handle that. I have a plan. I know how to find people. I know where to go with it. I know how to post, when to post, how to plan it, and it's not just guesswork anymore. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being on, taking time out of your night. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me a little extra tonight because I think it was so worth it. And if you guys have questions, feel free to comment in the team page once I post this guy up, and I'll help you all that I can. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you on our team page.